Otto Klondike clock guy.
Okay, Dominic, tell me the story. Start again.
Okay.
I want to hear it.
It'd be 1951 or 2. I built a bicycle.
How old were you?
I was probably 11 or 12 years old approximately, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And I built this bicycle and I went 1 mile an hour faster than a Cushman scooter in a quarter mile. Back then, they didn't have ETs. It was only miles an hour. And I ran 38 miles an hour and a Cushman ran
38 miles an hour.
38 or 39.
You were pumping.
I was actually hauling butt.
Yeah.
In fact, I used to sell the drag race paper there. And Bean Bandits, who the club that Dick was talking about, they felt sorry for me because I never had any money, and they used to feed me. They cooked a big pot of beans, Tommy. Oh man, tortillas. God, I'm in La La Land, right?
Wow.
It was pretty good.
But you crashed, you said?
Oh, on the second pass, and the guy that actually built the clock system back in that era, he actually gave me a ride home. I had to stand up in the back of the truck. I was so skinned up I couldn't sit. I could not sit down.
Raspberries.
I don't know if he remembers this or not, Bill.
Yeah.
But that guy wasn't the only guy to give him a ride home.
Oh, really? There's a story connected. Here it is. Yeah, it's waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
I actually had to take him to the hospital. I didn't take him home. I took him to the hospital.
What was that about?
Well, we were out riding our dirt bikes.
Oh,
right.
no. Raspberry Moore.
Yeah, we were out riding our dirt bikes and
no helmet, did a header.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And we're out there, and of course we're young and pretty kamikaze, you know, going faster than we should.
Yeah.
And going uphill steeper than we should.
We're
And the
gonna be
next
like
thing I
Ron
know,
Lechien.
my boy is over there in the dirt with a motorcycle on top of him, and he looks like he's been run over by a friggin' train. And the next thing, he's on the back of the old Honda. He's on the back of the old Honda, and I'm taking him to the hospital, to the emergency room. So that's when I lived in Pacific Beach. I took him over to the hospital, and it was just about dark by this time. I dropped him off at the emergency, got back on the old motorcycle and rode home. Well, that's it. I did everything I could do.
Was that the 175?
Yeah.
It's a 175 Yamaha.
First bike I bought.
It was the first bike we got from Lechien. Me and Dominic both got
I
one.
still owe you $100 for that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we're out there riding, and Dominic crashed, and I took him to the hospital and left him off at the emergency room and rode on home.
The crevice was about like this.
Okay, we're moving on, folks. Act 2.
This is the fourth driver's license that was ever issued
The fourth driver's license from...
from anybody for anything.
For driving.
The only it first started out that the only body that had to have a license was AA fuel guys.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the fourth one that was issued.
Wow. And what was the organizing body that issued that to you?
Bernie Partridge.
Okay.
So it must have been an NMA or an
NHRA deal?
But anyway, they decided that they needed to start licensing the drivers.
And they called them unlimited licenses at that time.
And that was 11/15/1964.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Amid burning rubber and a trail of smoke, this chap leaves the starting line. He's no slowpoke. In goggles, helmet, and an asbestos suit, he's dressed a race against the time to see who's the best. A quarter mile. The reason I read, the lady that I used to work with wrote that from
Really?
Motors to me.
That's cool.
And this is Lee and I building the Woody, working on the Woody. And this is a Christmas card that we made up from a picture at Carlsbad that we sent out one Christmas.
Looks like a hardy photo, too.
Yeah.
You must have been working at Burgers then.
No, I was working at McCune's.
You weren't working
Oh, Burgers then.
Yeah, then he
I
was, yeah.
These are pictures of the Woody car finished. And we used to always stop on the way back at a Mexican restaurant up in Escondido, and this was that restaurant.
Right off the old freeway, right, the old road,
Yeah.
on the right
And
side.
these are just some quick shots of the original Woody.
Okay. Let me get in on the ones on the right, especially. So that's you getting strapped in.
Mm-hmm. And if you notice, it's early on because all I had was a Tony Nancy face mask.
Right.
I still have that helmet.
And not a whole lot of clearance between the top of the roll bar and your helmet, right?
There never
In fact,
was. If I'd ever went upside down, then you wouldn't be talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that car went straight as an arrow, it seemed like, in most cases.
Now this
When I
is
was watching
at
it.
FedMart. We did a little promotion for him for helping us out.
Yeah. And what store was this? Was this a particular
in
store?
El Cajon.
In El Cajon. Okay. Wow.
This picture on the right is Bill Levitt and I running a number 3 spot
Against
challenge.
Yeah.
I held the number 3 spot and he challenged me.
Lechien and Levitt. Baby, what a run. Look at that photo.
And
That is such an awesome
I have to
photo.
tell you, I'm sitting in the car and I'm looking at Bill. And you know, people talk about this, and Tommy will verify it, and so will Dominic. When you really get comfortable in these cars, everything slows down.
Right.
Everything really slows down. Your mind is able to process information so rapidly that everything around you slows down. And I can remember this like it was yesterday. I'm sitting in that car and I'm looking at Bill and I'm going, shut the throttle off, Bill. Shut the throttle off. Because he was headed for the wall.
And look at the shadow down below. I mean, he is up there.
He's headed for the wall. You can see where his car's going. His car is headed for the wall and he won't quit. Well, he finally did, but he quit about over here somewhere. And I'm thinking to myself, I beat him because he beat himself, but
That's a great shot.
That's a
Just a
decent
gorgeous shot. Oh, here we go. With
there's
more.
a race against the Desert Rat,
Okay. That little short wheelbase car that seemed to be everywhere.
and this is the reason I lost my sponsorship at Cope's.
Oh, that's the guy there.
Emery Cook.
Emery
driver.
Cook driving, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
Emery would stage the car and take his hand off the brake and on the steering wheel.
well, he was always late.
Yeah, well,
And they blame me. Of course, I did jump the light a lot, but they blame me for jumping it all the time. This is a picture of Danny Ungaius and I at Carlsbad opening day, and both red lights are on.
Okay, let go of that. Let go of the page for me so it can just settle, and I can go around the reflections. Cause me a problem when they're flickering like that. Okay. This is just great. These are just great shots. Just amazing. And you guys were racing for, what was it now?
Top eliminator.
It's Top Eliminator.
that's Lechien, that's
Yeah,
Gaius.
yeah.
And then this shot is just a single shot, probably a qualifying shot at Carlsbad.
Clear as a bell.
These are both at Carlsbad.
Yeah, that's that shot with the front wheels in the air, and this one over here. Yeah, it was just something special about Carlsbad. I don't know, but it just was really cool.
Well, below sea level, you really run good there.
There's going to be a lot of just promotional stuff that
Sure. Well, if you see a picture that you want me to zoom in on because there's a story behind it, I'll be happy to do it.
well, it was always fun to get your names with all these guys. Some of these guys are still drag racing.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Here's the old roll bar car. The
Yep.
square roll bar car, I call it.
Yep.
This is a drag news that I picked up at Bakersfield last year.
Yeah.
I went up there for the March meet and run my Chevelle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking through their stuff, and all of a sudden I see, oh my God, that's my car on the front cover.
Yeah.
So anyway, this thing is, I'm afraid to even take it out of
Sure.
the wrapper because it's just like,
You don't need to.
it's older than I am.
It's just
I
great to
think.
be able to see it, that's all.
But anyway, and then there's just a bunch of stuff here that is,
Anything you see that has a story behind or is memorable, just, you know, talk about it.
most of these are just reprints of stuff that we've already looked at, I think.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
And it's stuff that's very important to me, but
Yep.
not important to anybody else.
Not true.
I was having the books rebuilt.
Yeah.
So I had copied a lot of this stuff.
Sure. Yeah, I know it tends to get disorganized.
This is another.
Ooh, that's a good one. What's that one?
Yeah.
That's another.
Let me go in on this because this is classic.
That's leather right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can use, oh, it's
just-
Fred.
Yeah.
I just remember Lechien and Levitt. You know, that was the. You guys were just consistent runners, and
Well, Bill and I had made a pact because we were killing one another in dollars and cents.
yeah,
And we made a pact that we would not race against one another anymore. That he would go somewhere where I didn't go, and I would go somewhere where he didn't go, and then we would pool our money.
Yep.
And that kept us going, because he could go somewhere and win a little bit, and I could go somewhere and win a little bit, and then but if we raced one another, just one of us won a little bit.
And of course, you guys go to Bakersfield in 1965, and you're there in a 64 car field. And what happens? Two of my San Diego favorites have to run off against one another.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.